Welcome to another episode of Eat, Smoke, Drink. Today I am going to take you through the Lagavulin, 13 years old, bottled specially for the Islay Jazz Festival of 2021. So this is a really weird bottling because it is the first one I have ever had. It was finished in a MEZCAL ex-MEZCAL cask, okay? Ex-MEZCAL cask. How weird is that? It is like a Scottish person had a baby with a Mexican person. It's probably not that unusual. It probably does exist quite a bit. But anyway, that's not my point. My point is, it is Scottish meets Mexican in a scotch. It is absolutely interesting. I had this the other night and I thought, wow, I have to do a video on this. This is just absolutely interesting. So anyway, what else does it say on the box? Nothing else. So this is only 3,000 bottles, 54.8%, which really arouses me. 54.8%, I like it. I like it. 54.8% is basically, well, you know, sometimes you go, you know, you buy bottles and it's 40, 43, 46. And 46 is not bad, but, you know, 54%, they're not mucking around. They want you to taste it. Do you know what I mean? They're not just trying to give you a striptease. No. They're gonna sit on your face. Do you know what I mean? They're gonna sit on your face. So anyway, this is Lagavulin 13, ex-MEZCAL cask. Let's get nosing. Strong peat, straight away. And the MEZCAL cask is really quite unusual. I would like to say, oh, I smell MEZCAL, but you don't. This is what's weird about it. I smell pickles, okay? Pickle juice. I think this is a bourbon cask predominantly. Pickle juice. Something funky, something strange, charcoal smoke, and I don't know where that's from, but probably maybe the MEZCAL influence. There is indeed an extreme herbal nature to this whiskey, but Lagavulin does have a herbal note anyway, but there is definitely a herbal feeling to this. Heavy licorice. But the ironic thing is, the crazy thing about it is that you don't actually smell MEZCAL. It is something else. It is earthy, it is green, it is vegetal, it is herbal, smoky, peaty. You get the iodine peat, but you also have a burnt, charred smell to it as well, which is really interesting. It smells like tacos. No, I'm kidding. It doesn't like tacos. There's a perfume to it that I can't put my finger on. There's a perfume and resininess that I cannot put my finger on. Pine cone resin. Let's get sipping. You definitely have that Lagavulin peat in there, rubber. But the rubber is more burnt rubber, like really proper burnt rubber. Not quite just a fresh rubber, but burnt rubber. And that could be from the MEZCAL cask as well, because MEZCAL is very smoky and can be quite rubbery. The finish is long. The finish is ridiculous. It is exceptionally long, exceptionally heavy dram. For all intents and purposes, sickly coconut, brown sugar syrup, burnt butter, charred beef, oily. It's very much like a Lagavulin. You know, it's got a bit of pork fat, bacon fat. It's very much like a Lagavulin. But there is something indefinable about it. And I'm presuming that is the MEZCAL cask, because I've had a lot of Lagavulins. Lagavulins are my go-to. If I go overseas, I go to a bar and there's nothing super interesting, I will go for Lagavulin, because you know it's good, it's palatable, and it's reliable. There's something undefinable about it. And I cannot put my finger on it. It's vegetal, like asparagus, tarragon, pine resin. Yeah, it is friggin' weird. Unlike normal Lagavulins, where the nose directly translates to a massive crossover on the palate, this Lagavulin has a nose and a palate that is very, very disconnected. There's a weird savouriness to it. I can't tell you what it is. It's so hard to describe, but it is definitely an interesting dram. I can't describe it entirely. Would I recommend it? You know what? I'm 50-50 on that. God knows how much it is now in the secondary market, because it's Islay whiskey, right? It's an Islay whiskey, and it'll always command a higher price secondary market because it's collectible. A part of me, yes, I'd recommend it, because how many MEZCAL casks have you had, right? I mean, how many MEZCAL casks have you had? I certainly haven't had that many, just a handful. Maybe even I can count on one hand how many MEZCAL casks I've had that hasn't been featured on my channel. I've never featured a MEZCAL cask on my channel, but in the tastings we've had a couple of MEZCAL casks, but not much. Or a MEZCAL tequila cask. But this is just unusual. It's like Islay meets cough syrup meets whatever strange thing you can muster. So I don't know. I can't recommend it, and I can't not recommend it. If you have a bit of spare cash and you're like, hey, why the hell not? Or you've got an event and a few of you are pitching in, you know what? Get it from secondary market. Get it. Try it, because it is fascinating as hell. But in saying that, it's not something that I'd sit on. It is heavy. It is weird. It is not something too palatable for most, I think. I mean, it is friggin' weird. Now I'm getting a little bit of detergent in there. Like a laundry detergent. It is freaking weird, man. It is freaking weird. But look, nevertheless, this is what whiskey is all about. Interest factor, a journey. Do you stop here? You know, let's say you go to your local cafes and restaurants in your local area, or do you travel further to seek out better food? Depends on who you are. I'm that person that literally, my wife and I will travel for food. We will go overseas, 20,000 miles away, to experience the food in that local region. So I am not a person that would say, oh yeah, just settle for the same old, that's boring as shit. But it depends on, I mean, I don't know how much it is secondary market, I don't really care, I just want to feature it. But let me know, have you tried this before? Let me know, I'm really curious, I'd really like to know, because it is so weird for me. I don't even know if I want to finish that, I don't know if I like it. But I want to thank Lewis, for lending me this bottle. Cheers.